Hi everyone, Sunflower Mama here, just here to give you an update on how everything's going. So we're in week 12 of chemo. Starting our 5th chemo will be on Monday, and then we'll have one more after that. 6th chemo will be in January, the beginning of January. So started all this way back in August. September was first chemo, so we're getting towards the end here. So I just thought I'd give you an update how my hair looks since I've been using the Dignicap for the entire time that I've been having chemo. So it's a little flat today because I was out yesterday outside, so I had a hat on to keep it from blowing around, as you can see, and it's so lovely. But tomorrow's wash day, and you can see it's receded a lot. The hairline is back pretty far, the top of my head. You know, the part's getting wider and wider and thinner, and I do have some thin spots in this area and a few on this side, also right here, which it looks pretty cool, you know, back like in the old days when we shaved the sides of the head. Seem to have kept a lot of hair on the back and my nape of my neck, which I kind of figured would be the first to go. So like I said, it's looking a little rough today. But getting to the point where I'm going to need to decide it's going to get me through the holidays with a little hat on. It looks much better when it's clean and curly. Looks more like my normal hair, but I was doing chores today, so that's why I had the scarf on. Otherwise it gets everywhere and gets in my eyes. But you can see with that the little brushing what comes out. I'm getting a little bit used to that. It used to panic me every time I brushed my hair and hair would come out in those kind of amounts. Not used to more than just a few hairs in the hairbrush or, you know, in the sink, the shower. That's where I think I shed the most, is in the shower. So I guess my plan is at this point, so I've saved, I don't know, maybe 50% of my hair. I did have a lot of hair. I'll insert some pictures so that you can see what I used to look like for those people who are new. So, you know, we're getting to the point where I look like one of those little dogs that win the ugly dog contest every year. What are they called? The hairless whatever. I'm just kind of sticking up, and then you know, or, you know, on a good day, maybe I look like Doc from Back to the Future, because it just kind of sticks up all over a little, like I got cotton candy on my head. So right now my plan is to get through the holidays with my normal hair, with what's left. And then once we get into January, after my last chemo, we'll have like 2 or 3 weeks after that where I'll still be shedding like normal. I think I have seen a little bit, you know, a couple hairs here and there which are kind of regrowing, which, you know, that's a possibility. But I think once it really starts to grow back in and fill in, I will probably cut it really short. No sense in it'll stick up because my hair's curly, so when it first starts growing, so you might as well just kind of embrace it at that point. You know, I know some people will be like, well, why did you do the Dignicap if you're just going to cut your hair short once it's all over? That was just because, you know, we're 12 weeks in. If I hadn't done it, I wouldn't have any hair at all starting from 10 weeks ago. So this whole time I would have no hair. Then I would be regrowing right back from the beginning. So the plan is to just kind of cut what I have so that it kind of blends in the stuff that's growing in, so that it's not like, so I don't have the mullet, you know, that a lot of people get, where it's like super short right here, but then it's really long and back. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. So you can see, like I said, I still have a lot of hair. If, you know, it looks like I have hair because it's curly down here. So if I have one of my little hats on, I have little tams that I wear, you know, you see the curls and it's good. Or like when I had the scarf on, to just kind of keep it out of my, out of everything. It doesn't look too bad. Like I said, my forehead is pretty far back now. It used to be, you could kind of see the where the tan line is and where my hairline used to be. It was, you know, way down here before. Oops, getting dark. So yeah, so that's where we're at, week 12 of Taxol, carboplatinum, every 3 weeks, dense dose, so it's a 4-hour treatment. I wear the Dignicap for a half an hour before while I'm getting my pre-drugs, and then the entire 4 hours, and then an additional 2 hours after the treatment. I sit there with the Dignicap on, letting it do its cold versions of everything, and yeah, we only have 2 more. Can't say I'm gonna miss it, you know. It's cold outside, so it's kind of hard to sit with your head freezing cold, you know, for that time. But obviously, it has made a difference. When I saw my surgeon about right before my 4th treatment, so almost 3 weeks ago, you know, she's like, you can't even tell. Like, if you didn't know me, you couldn't tell that I was going through cancer treatments. You know, I'm almost 55, so a lot of women my age have thinning hair on the crown and in different areas, so you wouldn't necessarily know. At this point, I feel like people have to know. There's no way they don't look at me and notice that my hair is very thin in spots, and be like, what's wrong with that lady's hair? So, but we've gotten to this point, and like I said, if I put a little hat on or a little scarf with, you know, the bottom part, which is still pretty full and curly, it's not noticeable to those who don't know me. So, and even some people who do know me, if they don't know what's going on, which is fine. I usually just tell them anyway, because we need to get the word out with ovarian cancer. So if people, you know, if they ask what's going on, I always like to bring up that, you know, ovarian cancer, silent. By the time most people find it, it's too late. And it's, you know, it's a lot harder to get rid of. I was lucky, found it in stage 2, and I had a complete removal, but we're doing the chemo just to make sure that there weren't any stray cells just floating around. And from this point on, I will probably make another video right after the last chemo, and then I'll keep you posted so that you can kind of see like how it's growing back in, see how long it takes to grow back in. I know there's a lot of those videos, so I definitely wanted to do a few of these just so that you can see what the Dignicap does for you. I feel like, at least for my situation, you know, they don't Dignicap doesn't promise that they're going to save any hair, but they're like, you know, 50%, and you go online and people are like, I saved 80% of my hair. And obviously that all depends on which chemo drugs you're on. You know, if you're getting them small doses every week, or like me, I get really big doses every 3 weeks. So, you know, that's all, you got to take that all with a grain of salt. The oncology manager who helps me and my husband get my cap on and turn on the machine and everything, she has said that my husband and I are by far some of the best that she's ever seen getting the cap on and getting it the way it needs to be. So, and being really conscientious about making sure it's tight where it needs to be tight and not wrinkled and that sort of thing. So, can't blame necessarily the hair loss on user error, because she said she hasn't seen anybody work as a team as well as we have. So, so I don't necessarily know, you know, if this is helpful to anybody, but I just thought I'd let you all in on the progress and how my hair's doing. I'm doing pretty good. Some days better than others. You know, sometimes you feel like cancer's punishment, and every time you turn around, there's, you know, they punish your body, they punish your brain, so, you know, you feel good, but then your brain starts doing crazy things. Why me? What could I do? What did I do wrong? You know, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff that everybody goes through. It's all, I don't know if it's normal, but, you know, everybody has those kind of thoughts. So here's where we are, almost finished. We're going into the holidays, so it's going to be a good one. And if you have any questions, feel free to, you know, message me. Also, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. Also, share this. If you know anybody who's going through cancer treatments or just diagnosed with cancer, you know, please let them know, you know, about this set of videos so that they can learn about Dignicap and see if it would be a good fit for them, see if their oncologists have it. If they don't, they can push for it. If keeping their hair is important, it's not necessarily that important to everybody. But like for me, I didn't want to look in the mirror for 16 weeks and see a bald head. Actually, it would only be 14 weeks, but to see a bald head. At this point, if I just cut it all off when it starts growing back, then I won't necessarily have a bald head. And that was just my personal preference on that whole situation. So like I said, go ahead and DM me if you have any questions, like and subscribe, share away, and I hope everybody has a great day. Thanks for listening, and Sunflower Mama out. Have a great day.